Hello again. This Sunday we have a series of readings which are really all about choice. And the question, of course, for you and for me is, what choice do we make day by day? We have readings from the Old Testament. We have a New Testament reading from an epistle, a letter, and then we have a reading from the Gospel, the biography, sort of biographies of Jesus, but that's a long story. Our Old Testament reading is about Joshua asking the people, the Jews, what God did they want to follow? Did they want to follow Yahweh, the Jewish God, or did they want to follow one of the other many gods at the time? And then in the New Testament reading, for the letter from the Ephesians, we have the letter writer, probably Paul, asking the readers, were they willing to fight against sin, the world and the devil? And he talks about the armour which they can put on if they do want to do that. And then in the New Testament Gospel reading, we have a very poignant part of the Gospel when a lot of Jesus' disciples, his followers, are leaving him because they realise that the Gospel which Jesus is proclaiming, the Gospel of love, absolute love, is too demanding, and so they're leaving him. And so Jesus says to the remaining disciples, the 12, and a lot of women probably, he says to them, what about you? What are you going to do? Where will you go? And then there's a wonderful response from Peter, who really is talking, I suppose, on behalf not only of himself, but of the other disciples. And when Jesus says, what about you? What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? And Peter said, where can we go? You, Lord, you have the words of eternal life. And so that is the choice for you and for me. You know that I like to have words I can remember. So we talk about the 6 L's, which we have all got to do here. We've got to look and we've got to learn. We've got to laugh and listen. We've got to love and live fully. And then as a church and as individuals, we've got to renew. We've got to renew our church. We've got to renew ourselves. And then we've got to reach out. We've got to reach out to all the people who don't know about the love of God. And then we've got to restore our church buildings and our church gardens so that we can pass it on to the next generation, so that they too can renew themselves and reach out to others. So today, the simple message which I will be asking of our congregation, and asking of myself, of course, because I can never ask other people if I cannot ask the same question myself. What is your choice? What is my choice? What are we going to do? Are we going to try to follow Christ and know that we will be strengthened by his Spirit and by the congregation, the family, the church family of which we're a part? And are we going to be willing to make that choice to day by day try to live lives of love and spreading love, however hard it might be, because we know that if we do, we will transform ourselves and we will transform other people. Remember that question. What about you? Where are you going to go? And Peter answers, I hope, on behalf of you and me, where can we go, Lord? Because you have the words of eternal life. God bless you. Have a good day. Be the person you are at your very best. Make that choice and know that you are precious, that you are important, that you're unique, and that you're much